He is the CEO of Environmental Protection Agency EPA. He was the member of parliament for the Bantama constituency. He has been of the Bantama constituency, and he is Dr. Henry Kwabena Kokofu, also known as Bantama Shatawale. Honorable Chairman Memoajo.
Council Mejuso.
Now, poem to say,
I don't know Bible, sir, Waffle.
Oh, and with your own home.
Me what dear, me what dear, no Waffle.
Hey,
I a baby boss, unko with the ya. Mene, Nanaya Sebe, regional minister, honorable Simon. Say,
Mensa.
Say Mensa, champion friend, journalist, broadcaster, Kwame.
Adinkra.
Now, why me any birthday in Uncle wedding?
Na so any wo because birthday no ya postpone no e de ko ochina to anti birthday no konkon ho ochina mom e na sitting no e beba so enu nti wo so platforms a mebubo ye nyina wo ka ho bi platforms a mebubo ye honorable Simon Osaimensa the working minister and the show boy ono so e wo so bi Lutaken Adinkra Kwame Adinkra e wo so ebi Nana ya sebe e wo so bi honorable Michael Awuku Amwa e wo so bi and all other members ZK ne Gaji obia was our platforms here mebubo so bi nti den en wo akoka se me na magye eye birthday e de aboso wabreko a ye de birthday e ko china. That was not a fair comment. So if one withdraw Grandfedich 18 years single malt, you are fine. Your choice.
Honorable regional minister Memoajo.
Of a lawyer.
I been sharing minister.
Oh, now, oh, won't you idea? Wasum. Wasum can't say wasum.
Thank you,
Wason Chiano. I thank you.
Thank you, lawyer.
I thank you. Now, Ochna, EPA, yeah, major permit or EPA. And so, birthday near Bayer sitting pa without EPA permit. We will have sitting. That is for your information.
But you better settle no your day Omampeni protocols in Abigu.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
COVID-19 protocols in
Oh, sitting there virtual.
And I'm making
a virtual sitting. You know, I'm started testing na hen ebe no. When ya venue is because a virtual. And yes, it's an course now physically. A virtual sitting, yeah.
It's a very common disease. Yeah, you bring your bottle.
How do bottle now to phone? Ya catch here, Sana. Just oh my glasses, so now. All right, what happened to say?
Cancel our dominant Bible.
Edobo adiasi. Na enyumbre yehwe President the State of the Nations address. No so ekodaye no minister minister for parliamentary affairs. Ejina president anem ekokenkan budget for 2021. No so yete fiadai. Na ni nyina nkamfia no na ekowie se Ghana sen na sa State of the Nations address ede yen eko na budget nso ede na hihye mu a wo susu se esomboma Ghana ntia wo se yema etwe adwen ede esiso
ane mame ma wadwo ane atiefu nyina ne apamfo a ewo ho studio KsTU producers. Na yawa santima mu die na santima wira tumfo se tua bebio ne nananom atena konya be papa sa ma hene ka ho ma mu nyina dwo na ye ne aye nua e bibia ye ofa e teacher ya damfo e bibia Sampai Samuel Pine ono na ye regional secretary ma Ashanti region New Patriotic Party na leading communicator for the party. Nipa bebre nim na ono ankasa firi ni pem ne na hoɔden ni BBM ana asɔre anopa so obefro airplane no obefro trotro obefro ibasio waye adwuma de ama party wa Asantemamu ano de abewie nkran kropon mu abe radio ne televisions ahodo so abekasa de ama New Patriotic Party government ewura President Akufo-Addo no ene eye na woda said the wadi kan kano a wagina nyina ya name including the yere nimpo mame Faustina and them amana appreciate pano yeah onyame mfamfie ni bi nkan nimfie ho onyame mana hoden a ebetimi di na gina bibia no onyame koso mano akuduro nyansa ani nimdie a obetimi di agina edi ama omen titiri New Patriotic Party ene amanfo a yaka on eni anu mpo bekasa na afi onyame nkoso mano saa honhom na ye de som no na ye be no ne ne san de yenim se wa ya chede sonko yenim se enkwada na o kire wa ade ne ade nyina bompa ye man
opa se afi de what a radical sanyum no
anyagro
Erade kasa na ona waduane so na ma wawe nyinaa waduane so na mpa o kai se yeko ayi Friends Gardens na yeto mutu ana die ho no wie no hwe waduane so na nam bi wo so katama bi na ne je ho a osefa mame wa mfa mame a na wabɔ ntrami no waje wawe tamade Kilimanjaro nyinaa wawe waduane so na mache enti adrum bre wo se ono nso so koba bi a ebetimi ayi na aduane so na mawe a ontumi nka hwe
entrani no usuro oya o se wudim se me na me regional secretary wudim se wo MP wo nkrata beba manim se yes no yi nam no de ko di sa na dia de ni ka de se ayi abuai apese oye kesia se oye de medupotie uza
eza
ana ukuma so majusu na sade ni ma no pejo ni ato akokuna nim ntini nyina mu no na ode nyahoden de ye adwuma ma me ankasa
eno mom
ene me party New Patriotic Party ene me my Ghana tineche se nyaade a me na ma wa wie ekanafuru aye kese kakra nanso ahodi odinya firi mu nyina ode som ne man a oguso de som ne man ti onyame nkoso na mpa ebo ne de iguso ade so be kasa na nipa bebre se ewura Sampai breni want is asem
oh yeah I'm for so ne breni apa nti sa bredi sa bredi
nkwada achiro made nyina guso bompa ye ma nti onyame shira no no onyame ahye no wani manyam
amen
wo mse nyame ne prepem no onyame ne bremu ni na no ni nyame di nkuta ho sesa ne onu nyame na nkasa ne bremu owura Sampai de obisa me no eno kre na no se omampani nam amamra so mamra edibu men ye mfre no constitution no ene ade ekopie mra se badwam de omen ye gina bre ekotudwa na mpempie no so mampani wo ho kwan se one amanfo di nkuta ho bre opediara mukasi e bontoa ne ade no 2020 mampani ko Ghana afana nyina na kodi nkuta ho ne nananom atena konwanom ne ade nyumakuo no mahodo na ya na mo nsɛnkyerɛfoɔ mu nso maso yɛ no aba afa hɔ no ne abɛdi nkuta ho na mmom ɛwɔ nkutahudie sonko bi a ɛno deɛ mmara bata ho so pɛtɔ ne Ghanafoɔ di saa nkutahudie na mmara hyɛ ne sɛ ɔnkɔ mmarahyɛ badwam a ɛhɔ ana Ghana ya nam sifoɔ nyinaa ɛhɔ ana wofa baabi te sɛ mebantam a yɛ nam sini ne yɛwura honorable Asenso Boakye nyɛ saa enti wo MP deɛ menim ɛdi a wo MP menim ne dini batumi deɛ menim me MP din enti ɔkɔɔ saa no na mmara no nti ɔkɔɔ na ɛsɛ ɔde ɔman yi ɛnyinasoɔ ne biribiara kɔto dwa yɛtwa ne ti afrɛ no zona that's the State of the Nation address na ɔmampanin sɛ de yɛnim no firi tete dadaada no bɛsi nnɛ no ɔman ho dɔ ɛne n'ani so ade hunu ɛne pɛpa ɔwɔ sɛ ɔbɛka yɛn nyinaa yɛabɔ mu na mpo mfa ho ne amayɔku a yɛdɔm mpo mfa ho ne kasaku a yɛfiri mu mpo ɛne biribiara baabi a yɛsusu sɛ dwumakuo wei yɛde yɛni alɔya a ɔman no da yɛn nyinaa yɛakoma so a yɛdea nti ɔka kyerɛ yɛn nea ɛsɛ sɛ ɔpɛ mu ka nokorɛ kyerɛ ɔka kyerɛ sɛ ɔman no nyinasoɔ no atwe akɔ akyire kakra mpuntuo ne sɛdeɛ ne nka yɛhwɛ ne mu ne nyinaa yɛ saa kɔdiawuo COVID-19 nadawoma na ama nsusua a na nka yɛwɔ sɛ yɛbɛnyini wɔ sikasɛm mu ne yɛn nhyehyɛeɛ mu akɔduru mpɛmpɛnsoɔ bi no yɛahunu ne saa afei nnwuma a ɛwɔ hɔ a ama nnipa no bi koraa bɛtenatena fie ankorankora nnwuma no bebree soso koraa homete a ɛbrɛ aseɛ ne nyinaa ɔde nokorɛ no to dwa ɔma yɛte aseɛ sɛ yɛmfiri ɔhaw no mu yɛ ɛno nti ma nnipa biara nyɛ yɛadwen sɛ yɛgyae agyegye mu saa afei ɔma yɛte aseɛ sɛ yɛyɛ nkoden na yɛka yɛsisi so a afi a yɛbɛtumi de yɛsikasɛm ne ɔman no abrabɔ pa no bɛgyina yie bio na yɛfrɛ no economic recovery no nti ɔka saa nsɛm no nyinaa de kyerɛ yɛn ana ɔmeyɛhwɛ yɛsukuusɛm baabi a yɛwɔ yɛde yɛfiri a yɛabɛduro ɛho hia bɛhia sɛ free SHS yɛbɛhyɛ mu kɛna na nneɛma bi a atoto sini kakrakra wɔ mu yɛbɛhwɛ ne yɛyi afiri hɔ afei kɔ adwuma nom sɛm ɔne yɛkae sɛ ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ planting for food and jobs yi ɛde nnwuma aba ɛde mfudeɛ nom ne adeɛ aba na mmom ho bɛhia sɛ yɛbɛpagyam bio na yɛbɛhyɛ mu kɛna na yɛnhwɛ ma ne a yɛkɔ akɔduro no ɛbɛpaape ɔkan a de apɔmuden nhyehyɛɛ nso nsɛm bae ma ɛti ho kyerɛ yɛ sɛ mmerɛ bi afei ɛtwaa mu kakra yi ɔma yɛte sɛ district biara na amansin bi ɛwɔ ɔman mu ɛsɛ fata ehia sɛ yɛbɛnya hospital a ɛnya hospital kɛkɛ na mmom nea state of the art nea abɛɛfo kwan so bidie ne wɔn ayɛ adwuma nyinaa gyina wɔn nan so nti agenda 111 hospitals new regional regions no so a wateteɛ no nso wɔn bi ɔnkyɛfa wɔm ɔka no kyerɛ yɛn na ɔtii ho nso kyerɛ yɛn sɛ wei nyinaa mu no ɛyɛ sika ne yɛde yɛ nkwankyɛ adeɛ fɛ nti no Ghanafoɔ yɛnka asinsi so na yɛmmɔ yɛabotuo mu den ne yɛnka no ho yɛnhunu sɛ ɛfoɔ ho nsuo no a ne yɛde no ano na nti mmerɛ no du sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ asɔmama yɛyɛ afa mu deɛ a yɛbɛtumi ayɔ ne nsɛm fua bebree nti ɔne yɛdii saa nkutaho nyinaa wieɛ no na ho akɔhia sɛ yɛde ɔman sikasɛm ne ɔman akɔnhoma bɔ ho nsɛm ɛtoa so na yɛde hwɛ kpɔhunu sɛ sɛn na yɛkɔ no ɔhene wonim sɛ saa budget yi a yɛkɔ kenkan no naano yi ɛyɛ unusual time ɛntaa nyɛ bere sei mu na yɛkenkan ɔman no sikasɛm wɔ afe no sɛn dodoɔ naa no bosome ɛtɔ so
du baako no
November mu na mpanyina si nkonnwa na yɛatena patuo mu atoatoa ne yɛahwɛ sɛ afi yebenya sika sei yebedi akoduru sei asoye we yebedi ebesei we beye we na kyese de akotutwa for afi ebeba no na amamra no hyese afi bia eye abato bre no yenye budget na ye musa akontaa no akohoma akontaa no emma sa afi ne de animu ni nyinara efise abaye betimi asesa omampani betimi asesa enunti no woyɛ bosome miɛnsa pɛ deɛ frɛ no provisional budget nti naano 2020 deɛ a ɛkɔbaeɛ no mpanifoɔ yɛ from January to March ɛno no na nea ɔtena bɛn mu anaa deɛ wobɛdi aba foforɔ no so anya kwan na wayɛ foforɔ ɛno nti na yɛ budget yi March mu ne yɛkenkan na soronko nsɛm a ɛsan wɔm bio sɛ budget biara a ɔman 1992 constitution bɛbɔ aseɛ budget bi a ɛbɛkenkan biara no ɛyɛ ɔmampanin na ne dea ɔno na ɔsoma na mmara no kyerɛ sɛ ɔnsoma ɔmansoafo a ɔno no a ɔhwɛ sika soɔ ɛne sikasɛm soɔ deɛ ɛfrɛ no fotosamfoɔ no na afi yɛn nyinaa anim sɛ yɛtoto ministers ano ɔmampanin bobɔ odin no minister a obo ne din so ɔno mɛhwɛ saa soɛ no so no yɛnya ntoto na no parliament nwie nti ba saa no necessary ɔmampanin kɔhwɛ mmerɛm na nea ɔsoma no yɛyie no ɔsoma no ɔkɔhwɛ mmerɛm no ɛkyerɛ sɛ minister for parliamentary affairs ɔno a ne san majority leader of parliament ɛyɛ Dr. Honorable Oseichi Mensah-Bonsu MP for Swami ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmampanin yɛ sensesen no na ɔno no to ne kɔsie wonim sɛ ɔmampanin ɛyɛ adeɛ baako bi ansa na ɔtumi akɔ kenkan saa adeɛ ɔmampanin de krataa kɔmaa parliament sɛ ɛyɛ honorable minister no a parliamentary affairs no ɔno a na wasan yi ne sɛ ɔnyɛ responsible minister responsible for finance nti more or less no ɔyɛ acting finance minister kana mmara ma ho kwan nti ɔde kɔtoo parliament no ne kyerɛ sɛ kwan ada hɔ sɛ obɛtumi agyina ɔmampanin anan mu na wakenkan budget no nti ɔde ɔmampanin anan de sima bɛto dwa ɛfa budget nhyehyɛeɛ ho na ne nyinaa deɛ ɔmampanin yi asotire mmere bi atwa mu kakra no ɛwɔ na bi atwa mu kakra ɛwɔ zona no mu no ɛno ho nkontabuo kɛse paa na baeɛ sɛ wohwɛ adeɛ a ɛnika ɛwɔ mu a wonim sɛ COVID-19 baeɛ yare nkurɔfoɔ ahodoɔ ɛyɛ asi wei sɛ ɔsɛ mabɛkyɛ wei kakra wei ɔsɛ mede wei aba sɛ wonim saa wohwɛ na ɔmampanin hwɛ din na ɔsɛ ɛyɛ ɛfɛ nanso yɛn nyinaa yɛ nipa wɔ ɔman yi na COVID-19 yɛn nyinaa na ɛdi yɛnya nti sɛ ɛbɛtumi a adɛn nti na ɛneɛ yɛnka sɛ Ghana ni ba biara ɛyɛ ɛtu ne ho asi hɔ de bibi ketewaa bi ɛde aboa sɛ bɛyɛ a yɛbɛko de atia yareɛ na sɛ yɛ nyinaa tumi kɔ de tia a na afei sɛ me wɔ ama kurom anaa mmerɛ dane na medɔm kookoofuo ne ade a me nso metumi de me nsa si mbo sɛ yareɛ baayɛ me nso so biribi kakraa bi nti 1% levy ɛwɔ ɛyɛ VAT so na da hɔ a yɛfrɛ no COVID relief tax a kyerɛ sɛ ɛno bɛboa bi ketewaa bi afei nso so no ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛnkɔhwɛ ni amanɔne baabi biara pii saa sɛ yɛkɔgye mmoa bi afi wabrɛ a yɛne a yɛbɛtumi aboaboa yɛn ho kakrakra nti petro nsɛnsɛm ne adeade adɛn ne yɛnhwɛ ne yɛmpɛ tax kakraa bi ne yɛmfa nto biribi soɔ na yɛnhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn na yɛtumi agyina yɛn aso na yɛ economic recovery na yɛpɛ no post COVID era no yɛnsa bɛka ɛno nso mpanin de saa nsusuɛ no aba abɛto parliament anim ɛne nneɛma ahodoɔ bebree ɛno no akyi no ɔmampanin se amanfoɔ ho akyire wɔn kakra nti yɛnyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a no nso so bɛtumi ama amanfoɔ ho ahenha wɔn nti nnwumakuo nom ne adeɛ bebree a ɛhia mmoa sɛ sɛ yɛpagya yɛso wɔn asene no mpagya mu na nnwuma gyina no on so sikasɛm no so yɛtwa bi ato hɔ a yɛde bɛboa wɔn afei yɛse wɔn nursefoɔ ne doctorfoɔ gyina kono no nhyehyɛ wɔ hɔ dadaada sɛ yɛtumi ma wɔn tax relief no saa nneɛma no yɛma no nyina hɔ ɛne ade ɛne nneɛma ahodoɔ bebree a ɛkɔ ɛde ama yɛn mmɔborɔwa a yɛwɔ ɔman no mu no yɛho bɛyɛ hae kakra ne nyina ɔmampanin atam nsɛm nkɔdaa budget yi kan nkɔdaa sukuu ɛyɛ university foɔ yi wɔn sikasɛm ne ade yɛse afei nhia koraa sɛ wobɛkɔ akɔpɛ garanta bi ana obi abɛdu akagyinamu biara wow Ghana card kurawa oba as a student na scarce yɛde ma wɔ yɛde aso asene afei wode akɔ na de akɔ sukuu wia dan high yɛ friend rentai mmere bi kakra yɛbɔ ntoɔ mampani ka so ɔwɔ ntuade hunu si betumi atwa futuo bi ato hɔ ne ayɛ nhyɛ bi ama sɛ obi kɔ akɔ high dan ana hu behia obi kɔ high obi pie tena mu a ebetumi ayɛ nhyɛ de aboa ne nyinaa mampani aka na budget no mu a ɛbɛyɛ adwuma nea ɛtɔ so koraa ɛni ka kɛse ɛyɛ sɛ yɛbɔ adeɛ bɔbrɛ ho nhyehyɛ a yɛn nyinaa yɛsɔre a na deɛ ɛpɛ ne yɛyɛ afei na ɛho akadeɛ ne sɛdeɛ yɛbɛyɛ ho adwuma na yɛde na ma yɛn ɛno na akyire no nso efi ne adeɛ adokoro yɛ sɛ okay yɛn yɛmpɛ kakra bi polluter pays principle one of the major international environmental protection principle ana phenomenon a ɛwɔ hɔ concept sɛ yɛmpɛ toɔ kakra bi mfa nto hɔ na yɛn nyinaa yɛsɛ bɔ adeɛ bɔbrɛ no na kakrakra yɛbɛgyegyeɛ no yɛde asɔ ano na yɛde ayɛ amena firi hɔ nyinaa ɛyɛ ɛka a yɛbɛbɔ asɔman ɛde ahwɛ yɛn ho ana afei kwan yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛnya sika no ɛde asɔ saa ɛka na no na yɛde abɔ yɛn ho bra nti ayɛ ɛfoɔ ho nsuo.
Hello. Well, I guess we have a hitch somewhere. Honorable Henry, Dr. Kwabena Kokofu Esquire, and the no attrition and Komo 2021 budget. And now our church on my end the highlights of the budget and you our democracy. Juma dear so our Casben 93.3 and crying and important 92.9 and I would see sir Juma de Dr. Lawyer Henry Kwabena Kokofu EPA CEO chairman former chairman Bantama constituency former MP Bantama constituency Honorable Henry Dr. Lawyer Kwabena Kokofu aka Bantama Shatawale and the other attrition and come Bra Henry Honorable
Lawyer what do you got
line on meton kan line on na style bi
okay about for that game
mo gem entina wo sa health levy sanitation pollution levy and other revenue generation measures sa budget ebobo so ebi susu se aban a ogetum se ye wo covid covid no de how abre Ghana den na aban no kofa sa taxes eba se odi be mobilize revenue enya ade a ebema Ghana for ye ho akire ye more ana
lawyer the attorney say somebody can say efo ho nsuo no ana ede no anenam na wonim say wi ase nyina aka say se wupe ikuro be mienu a o maboa pa o munim de ekọ edeboa COVID-19 kunya Ghana yeka ho yane South Korea chere yen say anamontuo bia ne adwempo bia o mampani na nadan kwakukwado asusude ma o menyi Every time the something be gruneno. I mean, on your push order. From some po uma, bia na a bakum you know to a bia. And no cry, said I am from Tonemo, bia Tremuna, bia uncle ye. But the baby asking on any person who say, hey, said na anamontiono na papa. Lawyer, yet me, Tinam say, ya fiesta, see them from Cassa COVID in Yamway Hobra. COVID, they are shiny ye. And near Babbitt, answer the area tuberculosis near team. When him said any particular represent HIV cry, Yariane Nipate.
Ebia to Tonsum.
So, Nina, the management, any quampa, your papa, your crack nasa. Enti, COVID in Tino, yan topetro, yan topa muke moana. COVID in Tino, telephone, who may yan casato. COVID in Tino, yan Kosukuana. COVID in hospital, enya Jumaye. COVID in tea, ya quine, ya two mampeni ya trust, oh yeah, agenda 1 of year of root. I mean, yeah, a plenty away who asphalt that was anti-Mary Kumase under President Kufuado, near Hunubi. Now, and what when you assess to see a twasso. COVID-19, yenyai. Kumase a crime. Sad work carried way. You are Jay Kufo, His Excellency, MPP Abdulai, a dear Kukudru Take, ya, between Bem 2009, ABC 2016, Yam for 1 kilometer by Kumpa Kahum. You were Kufado by Nanu, Yasha, ye, a day back. Now, what could you say to see a twasso, ye COVID-19, yenyai, and the conversation is simple. COVID-19, you know, Yanyani and Uncle that. Ma or man, your hospital koso, your suku semen koso, Yanyai, road ye, and na you may you mudo, in Pi, a Juma Poka. My fed nipa where Jumamuana. We ya dear, it's a section in koso. Life must continue. The struggle continues unabated. Mo amoyan kwa abone ana mo school university na mo kana luta continua. Meboa. O ka ho bi.
Na me ka ho pa.
Na zo timi ni.
At that time we were charge. From the Vatican, from the Vanda city, the only city. The only city in Ghana. There are only 2 cities in the world: the Vatican City and the Vanda City.
Okay. Yo, mwanya. Ni nyina ya dia ye kase COVID-19 ye di hu mene kase ye di ensa ye dem pom asomaya eboa. Enu ti ya kukuduo kwa so nti no mampani ni ye kasa na ano. Odi aseda ma twedi ampo no de aseda ma Ghana po nyina. Se ahokyere no hawa ye wo mu nyina mu no Ghana fo hospital o mind hu domu. Na Ghana fo etai na bayanti na nhihia o de bebe bia no yaji tumu akoma paso nukure ni etuotu ya ya pa ti se hini munyi nukure na utua to no nti wo ahunu ne ede ya amawa lawyer ya bo it is all aban Mr. Kufuado aban na wotu a wutua ya wo ya na nso wo hunu se ye de ye kwan was party amam ye de ye bridge na anu nkwada bi enura ne ya nkwada bi memu bi afra mi fi mankran so omu se omu bridge enya de a yakura omu ni nye ho nti omu kamu bi ate se omampanin kwan ahodo a oguso a wo ye omu di adisede ma regional minister se na darum yebu akonta no wo asantema kwan yomu a yenkan mankran so no more bridge. Lawyer, ni na no is kasem. Na yeni anso ani ebetini a kyere ye man. Enti eno de no kure ni obi no obeka se tutua ede. Me kasa ne ma ne pra ma blenya me. Nye de nanso se wutia ne de ya de pa ma wo no ehunu ho mfaso. Nuntina, your quabuchiri near my man for Froswa near Giano, and Yafri, a Yotona womu Triano, near Jumadino Muyano, and Umude, yes, I mine. Na near any cacase. As I say, a ball or man penia basso pa. Na we, your ball man penia bassoa. Na, the summa for. Ujina mudi say Jumano, na as I say, on also so, Utrin in film. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Roman Penny de Shen, as I say, young Shessa Abbey for digitalization, and the National Identification Authority, sister, and then near my just say, technology, young function, your big war, your move, yeah, Jinabre, Jan and Winnie, now of the matter, Mediano course on. We didn't say, according to records, National Identification Authority. It's near issue about 15 million Ghanaians with a Ghana card. Now, near Tiani say, Sanchi say, or man, Penia Betty, a children me a year, any business say. Sa Ghana card, no, yet the Quaco, Bo, the friend of Ghana Revenue Authority, Munsi Shemu, your friend of PIN code, personal identification number 10. Anona, a children will say. Wo betimi aye adwuma we na aye adwuma we as Ghanaian na wo oto aye se utua ne ade nyina nti lawyer say yem fa ne sa pin kwa wie na NHI omo be san shaase etimi anya nipa be 20 million Ghanaians ye free 15 million to 20 million more abedu 20 million. What it means to say supposed to be bia Ghana ni bia to a otua cry one studia. It means busumi bia 20 million. You bet me aboano. But I 20 million bet me aye. E dey aboaye we ye bridge ni ya kwan ne ye nsuo sam ne ade ho. Na o man bia aye yie to say Germany, to say Great Britain, to say America hwan. Na unim tricky wo. Tricky woman is 90% of our population no. Ipa de wo man no no. Na ya omu nyina so papa a omu ye adwuma etua to. E dey support to 10% ya. Omu ni adwuma ye ni bibibia no omu ni ahoden the vulnerable. Enti ye can say 90% of the privileged in the society carry 10% of the less privileged. And the vulnerable in the society. And the lawyer, my lord, ha. What they buy ha? 90% of the privileged. Anyone, it's me now now so it's here to any and then. Omo carry 90% of any I am up. They intimate to any in intimate and comma. It's a lot to do. If you say 10%, you carry 90%. Now I say 90% you carry 10%. It is a balanced equation now. Yes, and say, yes, say, you be not do na a bit on now, so you better carry the less privileged.
Okay.
And the Ghana population, I also see say 30 million, say 32 million. Lawyer, only a tier 2 amount man, yes, 33. Won't mean no crown wages at one. Lawyer, only about 780,000. Only 1 million. Can you imagine less than 1 million people paying taxes statutory to support the 31 million now? Akano. Better than sad Komubu Mamu.
Beye Dan and a Komubu Embem, Honorable Henry Dr. Kwabena Kukufu Asama, Obisa and Yumbre, our democracy Jumadia Uti or Casbin 93.3, our Kumasia Santemantem and Potem, Usaiti, our Cry 92.9, and then Potem and Yumbre. Honorable Dr. Henry Kwabena Kukufu.
Lawyer,
what do I know, Sino?
I made them announcing it. So, my penny, she in a dream poem. Now, see a bit me a year, yet me a year Ghana card in Shishia. You bet yet me a capture 15 million people. You bet me a jet toward the free war. Kakran. Why I just say I try akwa mu no. I just say load na sukuma nipa kakra bi no. Ye chemu na mu aye ha. Say say be nu so a emia. So enti budget ya nkuranhyesem wo mu budget ya animu da ho budget ya ye de koye nim na omampani asre se ye nyina ye mbare ye differences say ye political said yen na ye hu se bra ye wo munya brepa na ye kamom as Ghanaians na ye nsum enti minua driver ni a wutie me taxi driver trotro driver omampani si omoamu odawase ene moa a wo waye adwuma de aboa wo men maame na woti dwom eton wade papa na wo dwom ton wade ba ko mienu me bantum adwom maame oton tomato ne chene kakraka wone no ya ta kodi dwa ho no ni wo mu aka ekuafo edo koko edo no maya aka won ekopo koyi na mo ba obi adwuma a woye mu nsentwerofo yi teacherfo a doctor for a nurse for lawyer for obi bia mpo won kra na yen hyedan mu din so mu adwuma bi ye no kwame lawyer omu bua wo kwan bebre ahodo so o match o man pani so de nyina ase ye drum pempen so bi a ye nyina ya daroma yen so na sene na ye moa na o men hyehye a wo de mayen na yen free o how are you na ni da so ho ani da so ho e wo nyame mu.
Amen.
The battle is still the Lord's. And I agree with your main kind of nyina kumapa. Won ebeka se tia budget yi ene o mampani hihye onyame nka won ho no mo agen sachra ne akoma sachra. Na wo hu ne pe wo mu na intu anamopa.
Amen.
Bibia na ubia danya ne de. Lawyer okodai onyame hu mobo na da yie. Na unanya ode. Why?
Amen. Honorable Dr. Henry Kwabena Kokofu and Enyumbre Watenenka. Don't forget the 15-year, Miami 18-year crime, 18-year-old Glenfiddich single malt. Don't forget that one. It is a condition as part of the. Oh, Mankase Kasao. Me
Kasa na me tonkra. Honorable Samuel Semenza, regional minister. Regional minister.
Ochiano.
I'm a chiano now with him. I said, the man and Krebi. We na papa no se ne ba where farmer kwani no se ne ba fira buchira ba nani age no frɛ farmer ni jane se model na one mani nyina amra no de tu o manim se se ne baba nani age nti farmer ni ja mo modena na chi ahyehyede na fansuo si ja so na tutu ho ntakra na fa ne bon kwan na obia ni bi na me bai emfanhyehya na Sana achisidia so gina akukọ ntenti ya no achisidia wi akukọ enu na akukọ wate na akukọ se ha wose wante wose yenche me achisidia na yentutu me ho ntakra ne mfa nsuhie ensi jaso ne mfa me monk amfan nti akukọ wate
Ora we nyame nka ho.
Amen.
Okay. Honorable Simon Osei Mensah, the Ashanti Regional Minister. Good evening to you. He's been duly sworn into office for the Jubilee House for the President. Honorable Henry Kwabena Kokofu say, Ochiano, Waje Enkrato. Enyumbre, Mr. Ishaq Kyei Brobbey, who is a patron of TESCON, Kumasi Technical University, he's a known voice on Punch, on Kasbin Television and sister stations across the country. Mr. Ishaq Kyei Brobbey Memwajo. Na empom ti sen.
Nyame no mpaibo, na so e.
Oba ade adom. O de nenso so ede ya kyei.
Yeah.
Adofo amuti yen enwumbre said the medical akadwumade no and the president na wotwi yet say on the state of the nation's address koto emrahye enim na wotwi enso so fie dai and budget for 2021 Minister for Parliamentary Affairs so no so and Minister for Government Business ono na member of Parliament for Ghana this year war Swami constituency was Santi Mantem Honorable Kyei Mensa Bonsu for 3 hours plus na ojina na nai so I will deliver the budgets he is fit for 3 hours on his feet. He is fit deliver a budget. Na nyumbre na my name is Ishaq Brobbey ebeye ne say ye share sectorial issues no ye behwe the taxes introduction of levies are proposed in the budget na ya share expenditure abai no so revenue ebeba no kwan a wafa so say obechiche revenue na aso obia so now obatampa Ghana case obatampa 100 billion onsem ewo ho no sunsanso ebenya no etisen ene ho ensensem sanitation bilim se bola tax na levy eba mepa de ba ko a beto dwa na mani age ewo ho rotos because we share a road situation now we share say kwan a enka rotos betimi aboa ene mpanyimfo a eba Ghana ebedru ha say enka ya kwan o betimi abana omo abeya akwan na enka ya build to operate crampo and transfer na omo ba no mbehwe sa pesos na yetua as rotos na bu omabam enti me ho pa de aban sense ye beba ye betimi I revise roto na yetua annually ade anamani ama hu say ya serious assassination say e pese ye build na ba Ghana for eda rotos trotro for na ye betu rotos ni nipa na egu trotro no ma etwam ewo ba bia akoso jis kaska ye je omo na ahwe roto na yetua in terms of percentage o chiche mo mo sen say ye pe kwan no yie say ye be fa so na ye shocks and say ye break and say na ye car no and say na yetua roto no kakra na ye kwan ni ye ne fa so a de wo hen ne beboa I am 100% for rotos I am reasonable I betimi aboa na ye nya kwan papa e be fa so wona otu kwan kwa ama no ne enim say rotos ya de boa ema ayi akwan etimi ekoso enyumbre abadafo atena say Alhaji Sanni senior leading member of the National Democratic Congress Ghana Edia Santimantema waji na gwa enyumbre senior mwado
yeah
Alhaji na boko de
boko
me hu na ache
na sa wo hwehwe se si a wabodwe se fitaa ba mu de sa wo na mpe
sa akakra me person nyina ye white
ai kopi akalu na fa
David me natural one natural one
kopi akalu
natural na efe
we efe na de adada wa so we pan wo nza and they were down for some pie birthday. Oh. I'm so catch him. I wish him anything that I wish for myself. Some pie. And if you come to fierce, I want day any when it's what do be a children from now. I feel Sabra near United near Mount Fisher and Yankupon Shira. Edema no busu nyina me ami hu na chekakra
so Mayankana oye
ma hu ni sana funa ya kese
was on the Mayanka board
ma hu ni se sampan na funa nyina ya kese aha makaka entwetwe na kire se utum so wo na
onu kwasi chei
kwasi so no try ya kese
na ba Mayanka
o mu no ni nyina nya papa
se na ntwe wo ho dwan wo ho aponche wo ho
ade kura ba ko kura wo nchen anya agro ene wo maka ni nyina bom
eti so mo nam na ayi na otwi bi o mjiji we ti mako na manama ne ne keka ho nyina
yam ade no
yam ade ne Okay. It's straight away, no. Young call a budget for 2021.
They don't call Sona.
Oh, Sona no, be a comment because Sona idea say.
What person just a comment to say?
Na Alhaji Sona.
I'm the boss. Until no, and your fault. I say because Yunka.
No problem. No problem. You have Sona no a statement, but budget no there. A budget no implementation of the budget no. Idea affecting. So now they say. And it's I didn't know we any but who's the budget okay. The state of the economy.
Dabi. What the battery or man tibia. Tibia or man woman.
Mato say.
Tibia.
Okay, no problem. Tibia a womb.
Tibia or mine
a womb.
A womb.
Bible says so now no extra and baby a free baby a do ni baby a
Dabi. A frase.
You.
Na member. And a frase in Jumadia Udi yero. And a constitution is a baba man for money.
Matthias.
But
they are not state of the nation's address. I buy the projections for the way no can.
I just say I know it's significant. It's but the year can say Tibia Ben or man woman.
Many problem. Tibia ye womb.
Your womb.
Fine.
Yeah, last year.
No problem.
Juma Woody.
No problem.
And now be catch say
Tibia
or mine.
I womb.
Your womb any
Tibia you womb say. No problem. Your problem.
Tibia
no problem.
Until Yoko Kwasi.
Oh, Alhaji, no problem. No problem. We are at peace, no problem. Because Ishaq Kyei Brobbey na Ishaq Kyei Brobbey.
Yeah.
Now at this week in a State of the Nation's address, you spending much time I will hope because I don't know say the Alhaji you know yetibia yi wom so yetibia na yi wom no and I buy na abeke kan kire oh fine I buy a can but no ewo but me no ye be ko budget no more because no na introduction of taxes and levies any government expenditure kwan ye be anyway be no impacted positively and negatively ewo mbra free and nay equi enti eno no ye be kan no more so na no de ye tibia no oh sir Alhaji
budget ye wi a ye discuss
exactly nti ye be discuss
see ye wi ya na be impact
Alhaji no problem but whatever it is there will be discussion ye discuss we are to be approved
what the woman chin for tie na mempe
no problem
eno na make
what the problem me nya panel Una we panel member. Nia wo be kana tie for beti. Nia be kan tie for beti. Nia Ishaq be kan tie for beti.
O intro ne hu. Ohene Gyan.
In the interest of Ghana.
Me wo ba so ale ma fi no.
Ishaq.
Ohene.
A brief comment, State of the Nation's address. Na yembra a budget for 2021.
I'm Alhaji Abokso.
Oh, there be the one boss. Me say, oh, TSTU topics na ye de meba. No meba. First topic, President Akufo-Addo deliver State of the Nation's address 2020 matters arising.
Oh, all right.
That's the first topic, and then the second topic.
What would you want interesting to?
Yeah.
Topic no kwa na onimu.
Oh, sir.
And me tell me, I don't know, sir.
No, but what I said that was what the one now can I say.
That I
don't have. The budget in your bed.
That is what we are discussing. Until I'm still waiting a comment.
Yeah.
Matters are rising.
Normally, budget no. So she.
You be baso. You be budget.
So she. Now sorry. So benya one can be imprensa.
No problem.
One day, and no, at least in bet me meaningful, but there are certain aspects. No problem.
Aspects now, you know, I don't never bubbles. Don't worry, Alhaji. We are peace. Ishaq.
Yeah,
just a brief State of the Nation. No, that as I've said, you know, by no constitution they say or mekan or beka.
Yeah.
And the Abrana Bukikan yes anyway fine. But their daily bread we know our budget no we spend more time on the budget.
Ohene me da say. I mean chair at year 4. Anyone want to share Facebook and YouTube and other networks. Now I'm coming persuasive and sit akwa ma be possible in chama de share. Ohene no kre another danko akufado eba be the protocol say constitutional duty one oman no ebe kasai emra na hye no say oni sa adwuma no na obae no enema bebre o ha obobo so the eba mitrimu straight away yare domo ebesensen ye komu COVID-19 ene ensunsanso a enyai sunsanso bonia enya ewo yasetrem omo nyuma omo lusu nyuma omo nsoso a adwuma no oye ne nsoso enam yare ninti esese akatua ye hwan so se de be ye nyina die yeah, be small be a managing no baby free of charge as charity. Now any option be say a big people ranching or yajuma or na yama certain amount of salary cut. A fee on peniche must say ebinu okra na oye ejuma 8 hours. Krana na say it's okay half, best 4 hours. Baby, we cry na true within the public sector. Necessarily be uniped credit completely. Now, so we know in a channel, no public sector. I might a brand humanity. A brand bomodia. Etria will be a car, will be answering and lusu nejuma. If anything at all. Any public brewer, yes, sign a file. I feel on penny update here, but it looks like any budget, no figures, no, but I think I'll take more of the finance minister, figure in terms of how much you're spending on COVID-19. Yeah, it's about 20 billion, almost 20 billion. Per the budget, I think it's 19.7 billion, which is about 20 billion Ghana cedis. Here because a bit me who says a COVID year ma says Kawi and Kajuma Kasia Epidibidi. COVID-19 no ekano a range several a woman penny chre and near ma why contact tracing. Testing and treatment the amount for waiver our demand of fairness pomdin for corner no 50% basic of fairness allowance or the emma or more laboratories or more pj isolation centers it's necessary to say see a be near every region and every district. Who say fumigation exercise a course so a war school moon and ye electricity demand free especially still as I free our lifeline consumers so 50% fee for other people and so any dream maybe in demand amount for about 750 million to support informal sector, small and medium enterprises, and 2 billion also for schools, pharmaceuticals, restaurants, hotels, others. Almost so I think Bank of Ghana monetary policies are still under COVID-19. The bomb say a baby cushion yen. Say Osha aban we say be take you over no. Na the protocol your friend say policy rate no a year say commercial banks no e kojiska every Bank of Ghana the daso na ye 25.5%. Kakran. even at the point of COVID-19, still you're maintaining 14.5% continuously. The China say cost of credit. As I say, it me managing a year. President go for the policy rate came down all the way to 12%. So that time on lending rate a year around 17%. Now the China say policy rate in the conform. Net driver lending rate no and so emano eco form na etmima o jibusian so a sikas unya no so emu peja
cost of borrowing no
conform esama the amount that you can borrow and so ecosro if we say risk levels no abafom afei obampani chire mu say Ghana Revenue Authority ama date say by 1st of April your national ID card yabomodia yaye Alhaji no mfie nwotwe omontumi anye ono na nado dankwa kufuado less than 4 years abomodia aye na oyeye no na yeye ne de aye den yeye afi na sese yitimi link no to several sectors, but my interest here and what another Danko Kufuado mentioned specifically, it was sooner budget statement, acting finance minister Abe expanded frontiers, and it's by 1st of April this year, your tax identification number, omo will be that amana be your national ID number. No will be a Awuni tax identification number no so no or national ID number no ababa be or tax identification number. About 3 million people and a tax awomaimu. If you say one singular major push a bit me yet me a double the number of taxpayers, in this country. The way use your national ID no near the integrated with tax National Revenue Authority funds so edibeye or mojuma man so young first getting free baby kakran na no bia na tambia me kan na me site here Canada Japan a comprecon o se me ho na me carpenter beji 38,000 Ghana cedis oji ya no what they should botu mo woko so and so kakra any Alhaji mu ye we den na we na yet too
bosome so pay as you earn yet na source
uni ibia so na menu do doviko koshia baby en komono din komono hana wie na dia mekan no asa dia baby so identifying potential taxpayer ne titru ye informal sector na ye big problem that's why I'm using Canada Japan. But to go on quickly, because this is a summary, it's a very huge area. And vaccines are Babidru, because President couldn't have spent even 1 minute or 2 minutes. Now, that's what Wasembia can and conquer coronavirus. Any vaccine, Abba. This is the most pressing, urgent matter on the table for this country. So, the vaccine, Abba. What's it kwata by be October, right? Na yetimi vaccinity kra no na yetimi abo nipa be 20 million. That would be massive.
That's the target.
That's the target. That would be massive. In the health sector, ambulances are what deliver and all that. Health workers are yetimi recruit or more, especially under the pandemic. PPEs, public friend is saying personal protective equipment ekoba say pandemic yi buy na ye sha say so na import now all of a sudden necessary ye bomodian na domesticate sa anima we say within the shortest possible time.
baako bi a yɛyɛ ayi ɛwɔ ha companies no bi a yɛwɔ ha wohwɛ a ahomeka ɛyɛ wohu ne quality na atimu sɛ far better than the ayɛ na yɛ
near craba no you see so mampani still okay I say look still an agenda for industrializing the country no any kwan say ebe rest on just the production of the PPEs and other issues because of the pandemic, and that one district, one factory, as I say, a cost or 76 are pretty 112 are various stages of completion. 5 of friends say medium-sized micro processing companies, 63 common user facilities. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Say no ya establish enche bia ye bebo modern say ye betu sa anamono na ya bebo modern develop your bauxite, ya mining your bauxite near ya refining of a private sector any this man. Then Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation, and also your farmer council are established. You per se your Daniel still under the concept of Ghana Beyond Aid, but domesticating.
Yeah,
said the era than latter kind. Company updating the fact say VW they say we're producing 1,167 vehicles, Sinotrack 276, Kantanka 400, Nissan Abba Washas, meaning saying chip here, Toyota so Obinity. And so Omomodi update on the industrialization agenda. If we say that is where job creation be fraba, no be fraba. Of course, Omampani am my asserting about all the initiatives are all agriculture. Now or someone in up say pandemic buy young here in terms of a this is the clear state of the nation. Witness here. This and many more, depending on maybe time one.
So you what doing unsusiem no asema president editor Ghana for enim on the states of the nation na che say ene ye tibia ye wom sese no ene no Asia
ene Asia pa Asia pa this and many more but
answer na me call Alhaji a brief comment on the conduct of members of parliament through minority side na man for esusu say the heckling any booing of the president, the chief justice and then them calling and maybe I say action your parliament na ni mo nyama befam menim se sa na won so na hunana
Ohene you were very specific to minority but I want to broaden it. Say parliament in general, including the speakers of parliament. One more yes sign Eddie as on my reason is that me person me come chika krebi one kasa oyonko Samson Ladi anyenene or article be on absenteeism in parliament na okanya na ohwese samria ye woman na still members of parliament emu bi esu ne ban omo eshua eyatetesam na de mehunu ne se yewra aban soma na Kingsford Backbane warning na ode ema womo ansana what friend is saying acting finance minister ebe deliver budget no conduct an improvement for the better abem amanfo etoaba nyese ewuraba so no jemensa pensokra na o create over 38,000 polling stations yankonkodi of friend is saying queue so line so I'm fan go to aba anka you could di line so e bitimi de bo kra kokoto na say yes adie we sini ato aba na de amount de parliament sabi impreduansa won mu bi adwuma ese won ko parliament wo kra koyen kra no won sorry a won nko, and that's exactly what Samson Ladi Anyenene wrote about. Now Samson details some bills krana necessarily pass it, but because woman form the quorum ultimately discussing it, that's almost suspended. Samson talked about even budgetary discussions. As I say, members of parliament. Okay. Okay.
Samson, baby, a word concerning absenteeism. We cannot say it's absenteeism anymore. I agree. But so tier almost also version of asama what ye guswa ye nyina ken what can ye nyina na eka. One much said most of them overcome no be our committee meetings.
That's all when you're absent.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You can
the one he talked about, the one Samson wrote about is not absence from committee meetings. It's total not attending.
I don't know. So Samson,
you know, Alhaji, any plenary no sense you know,
nam person just say Samson went further to broaden it to say parliament.
And I want you to read that.
Right.
But it's but it's so striking. It is so striking. Okay. Because something also details
Alhaji or should say
committees
the plenary ona ebiana mo committee but na me make say maba parliament na me wo committee meeting say ya ka say omo omo koforedua a omo ye discussion on something. I cannot be said to say I am absent.
No,
because it will be deemed say me yet
parliamentary work, and that is not something is talking about.
That's what I'm saying. If you're absent, you're absent.
Yeah, and that is not.
I don't can person me say. Can say Samson ko nanimu kakra.
Ebi okoye. But
okay. Alhaji, he is one of the most meticulous people that I have found in this country. Something like that. I am very meticulous. Wonye emfa ngunipa ho fi basa Alhaji Woody, let's have the conversation.
Okay.
And the issue is that absent is absent.
Okay.
If you are doing parliamentary offensive committee work, you are not absent.
Okay.
So let's talk about the word absent and focus on that.
Alhaji Ishaq Matuas here.
Yes.
Now, quickly on specifically on the booing and the hooting of the president.
Yes. And then the issue of friend is saying elected mami the war Legon constituency hono Iowa so West Wogon no a friend Lydia you know say na minority or show play a cats say a friend is saying bloody widow. You know, Sanni I thought was and I think the climax of all that was said. Friend is saying justices of Supreme Court Abba near Woman now it was so unfortunate. Many Alhaji Akko another platform say I endorse saying another them.
Okay.
And nothing for backbone. You know, we all should be happy and go forward in that unity.
Ishaq Kyei Brobbey, who is Patron, Kumasi Technical University, and the Enumbre Democracy Jumadi so our a Kasme Meko Alhaji Sanni Senior. Now your State of the Nation's address matters arising. Alhaji.
Yeah. My phone in radio. Shake. Said no, yeah, Casano. Yes, I'm sorry, I am a cardiac mechanic. If free baby in a bedroom baby. na me kasa akra mpese mbusa shake say tama na MPP wo opposition no okroma na wa ha sa ho yakopon hu ye nyina mobo ena o kasa asem we meba nya botre nya wa kasa me ade akra ha menka nwie shake o te tobo asama meka kura no lawyer kura hunu say de o ka asama ka no maka wie no lawyer ni say menka nwie but so obemam just 2 minutes bi na maka no also me lawyer fine but wa mamanka
Alhaji kasa
wa mamanka entino wa ba mu kakra no agya me na mekọ mesre wa shake wa dawruma ya be shase from sona no ni abe ende be ya
se eno aka sona no
aka sona no me no you see state of the nation address chese oman no tibia ye wo mu beka ho asem kire ye afie twa mu de wo ye de obeye de se budget no ba obeba be kan nyina enti de mimi hu ne ne se asem no etisa pentuo mu aye fi ohene no akoto semina adaka ma na ade huhura kire efi ni nkoyo state of the nation address there for instance obaye so ka kire yen eka oman ne de se ye de ka sei ye kobo obusia sei na obegina ho na ka ye bo no 1900 film kromata am no ene de obeboy no uka bom na uka onya hwe wu as a party as a government obaye no wa bobusia sei na odi ye den no wa chire mo am ye hunu oti ase sei anu ama unim se galam se ye invest sika ho sei ne invest sika na se ne invest wo galam se oman no tibia ye wo mu no ba ko no sei in the Volta region o ye tia sei onkrofobia tia tua o me pese o mo te wo mo state oman ne tibia ba ko sa asem no asisen because ye do omu nyina court no ye jai obia because ye nyina te say matem hofo bi asore e wo Volta region ene tu ensa aban no nkrofo bi te say TK Hamonom e koka ase Volta region fo wo mu nya ganafo ojina oni ebusa no on television o se dabi sayaw no e won nkrofo emu in the Volta region oba ya obema tebia omani wo mu no asembe na afaka sa asem no se mpapa mu aba yeti kroma hai na concert fuoi o ne sa obeka ya oba ko bi kura de wawu ya no he che bi se wawu ne ho ani kapa ofri Volta region do obegina no obedi Volta region fo ho agora obesiri awu KsTU ebo edebe no kumatia edane agro mo obi edi basise no udi agro ko di sa agro no biewa asembeba omanu papa mu abam enti no die na tibia omanu wo mu ba ko no die na o kafa ho ayan sama sese eka mo manu ni so sese abato ne yeto awi bibia akọ entinumum yanka mum ni nyina ya ante se wo ka ade ebeche
okay
eno bi na ye pese yete kronun kabomu ayawa e won krofo mu lolo bi fo anto aba tibia o mani wo mu ne yefa bi ya mo anto aba die ne siye dia na wo ya fa ho mo ma to aba ayi wo mu ni permanent representative mo parliament ni nyina eboye
no be no den na aban no betimi ya fa ho
oh dabi mind you anya rekura na aban na chiro krata akoso mo to aban enye o mo to aban enye
oh it was the electoral commission
that what I'm saying is electoral commission what is it
so electoral commission ya aban
meba menka say wo ya aban o say o pese e ko so a ye beka so ya aban yes obi a wo say de oduru keje tie na ohun star obi ade furu no krom ka
okay mato ase ba won say we no eho because say ebia me background nti na ema me bisa asa me minim say sa asem no asem a e court supreme court yi asan court a court no de na no disem beto abonten minim say electoral commission constitutional instrument omo ye wo sa area no ehon se so ewo ho baby cry was lolovi apafu anyway num santroko fi ni we was omo eto omo ba hihye ya was omo ye bre ya eno betumi take effect and all that no a legitimate concern ba o kan say den na aban no ya mo to abanti na ma me bisa say aban no by law no entumi enkoye
but what I'm saying is yen ni aban na deal
okay
citizens yen ni aban na di akone aba enti se mbusa na sa asem no a na ka legitimate nhihye electoral commission no apart from some crofo na anto aba no aban bebusa wo na dia na wo man crofo o e wo court e wo say enti no me pese timamufo no wo mu hunu senye say bia yen ya putu pressure on the electoral commission na ja ko e court asem enti no munya abotre sa asem no ye be solve no nyina only am say wo kan we a una wo kan ye betie wo kan we a I don't think say nemo wo ja na sa kra no dia na the problem oba we have to learn, we have to understand this enya de ketua bia na covid na asem no so ano o kan ye no covid no IMF $1 billion meboa World Bank my is it 200 or $100 million what am I say ena stabilization fund John establish here no muko yi $200 million plus bepemene eno so nya electoral commission yi una okoko yi ska no oba parliament ebe ka kire wo mo ene wo mo ma wo kwa ma yi enti mibusa se wanka ho asem a o ma na tebia ye wo mu no na meka se ka tebia ne kire me a adenti na eso wi we frim sesi atuoi obi anim sika no se de ayo timamufo so no yibima wo mu yibima an se aban no emfa nso na sene no omomode emwa ma yemfa nko yade no but ni nyina no yente ho hwe do meti say former chief justice our head of sa accounts so na say sa committee no wo ba ya wo kekan nyemam wo kekan no meti na ba anya de a mejitum
but o share budget statement we na sansema wo bi say no efa sika akontabuo no ho nsem nyina ne nyina na wo budget no menim say ne nyina e wo budget no Ghana cares obatampa hawa sika no dia be say baabi e be ko no we ne nyina e wo budget no enti na make
ye nya nyusu sika no
oze
ye nyusu
which of them akontabuo no nyina wom
ena mpesa
ne dia ban spend ye kwan of so a omo che aduane ne kwan of so
na ube jana aka kire me say 1 week uche aduane articulator mu 54 something million now ka say mejedi menyini
Alhaji na one piece ne so omo ho nyini ade know what to do MPs na
MPs no ho na o se embe discuss anya ka de na on ka kire se nya MPs ne be discuss meboana
me de me bam because na wo say one te sa asem no me draw attention say akontabuo no wo budget na wo no say wonye ntum ana mse say ba nye ntum na wonye ntum dia that aspect no can be the
person can say I didn't want breaking it down my near this sika wa my sika wa ba be fa wo ba ya say 54 million me no aduane wana be je sa akontabuo wo tama no mo opposition no kanyam so no kra MPP be pen we etena na mi busa Ishaq say is it true say no kroma the course of parliament are working anything no you know the animal no
okay
and a problem with taxes now working say acquire or say
oh ye be buy no so ye be ba levies by introduce any homes and so
right
e wo my no but quickly on the Ghana phobia na obuafu se asembra hyebadwafo ya omo kwan omo fa so a empanyimfo ba fie ho a omo huro omo ne na ya ati omo ni monya aba family se bia
the work no as and starting even another mpre nsa homo ho MP we say omo standing orders no what you say to them no normal
okay
so mo yesa
to you normal
why
to wo okay
so de bia wo ma ye wo mo ho am na aduro and wo mo asan ko wo mo standing orders ni obi na ye ma wo mo and wo mo adi ahyem say normal
okay
enti normal
okay
now wo kan sheik wo kan Chief Justice na President Kure Uhuru no na Chief Justice dam for your na bafo
oh no
dabi ni pa ye introduce no and wo mo here ne sa
okay
period yanka justices Chief Justice and ye bo ni dina we ni baye enti no wo ma ye awie
no but unhu say Alhaji ye were 3 arms of government
aye
enti is a parliament or the head of the executive, the president, or the head of the judiciary, Alhaji Mpacho, or head of the judiciary, the chief justice, and our head of the legislature, the speaker. And it's members of parliament, ebe boo and also be hoot out the head of the judiciary, war chamber of the legislature. Do you think say idea simple?
One who a lawyer no. I hope say one day we will be chief justice. What you say? And 2% prepare ko move draw no that's idea. O prepare ko move draw no. Let us say afro no afa word say wo ha no. Okay. Ya dey aye ho ama na ba be ye.
Ever the say. Me that say. The most
na ba ko so America. Stimulus fund no. Won so wo boss so.
Ye beba so.
Okay.
Ye beba say wo budget no.
Beneficiaries ni di ama.
Okay.
Ye person ko obobo no. Ohene Gyan say lawyer Ohene Gyan
say the whole day on best spend.
That be na me kire say the whole year. Who ya sa de no ba ko no the whole day ya na day.
Alhaji, that's all be your person information. They are passing information.
Oh, enya adwuma.
Freedom to.
Oh, you
can request for.
O ko dura ni aka kire o say. Through application bra.
Oh no,
na print ni bi akwa na obetu.
Omo de court who say court tama omo de electoral commission for a court high court no director say electoral commission for finish the MP with the details.
Na be pem na wanya information so.
No mean about them the minimum say as a lawyer no mean say court no can say applying the law no a electoral commission you obligated say or provide information. So opa utu anamo I'm sure you get the information here. Abono mo chapa on sima aduonum enai 854 Sabre yours truly Awuni Akyireba Adru studios Awuni mo akwaba
lawyer yeah eja
Oh, Akyireba keke na me ma.
Akyireba we bibi wa chire no no.
Akyireba na me ma. Ze boko di.
Ai ya mi adom.
Da wa di.
Pa bu nyina wa chew. Listeners so chew. My elite kakra.
Oh, mo ja tum da.
Na mi fre djuma mu nti o ze.
Ah, Matias, mo ja tum.
Wa ngaza wa se monye de.
Oh, there be there. Vandas, Sanni. Very simple. Yeah, complicated crab.
Okay, Vandas.
Yeah, complicated crab. Very simple.
Naturally, so we more complicated. What?
Awuni, quickly, State of the Nation's address, matters arising. Just a brief one.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Now, budget.
Okay. I'm in chair with you for. Now I'm in chair. Co-panelist our studio. Now, lawyer, I think State of the Nation, that was, I would say admitting, I think it's a constitutional requirement. Yeah, every year, so it becomes a quotidian exercise and as a routine exercise or call given a provision in the Constitution. Beautifully. I enjoyed the delivery.
Chairman Sabonsu. So I'm an MP. Oh, I say about Abasu. Or I dear pa.
Oh, budget in the
delivery, not title. Or I dear.
Yeah, so that was okay. I enjoyed the delivery. Now, for me, I felt to some extent, State of the Nation, could have factored some maybe we couldn't see that, and that maybe politicians would do so for political reasons, and yet necessarily say ni omurefi, because that was an end of that was an end of term. We are all begin another term, and so reference as to where we have moved from in terms of our status in debts or finance from the period of fire. References have been made often. Copying brown also term and the year baby or dear be drew. Now, me trying to because me person mechanic. I think he was no deliver State of the Nation at a time. Now you face a challenge with electricity. Today, lawyer Yana say electricity pa na yetua, some of us we pay in advance. Na electricity de yaka na on provide here with power waji cash and bottom. Na kaniana would do no at will on fire explanation biamba. The last time I read about last week Sunday power outage that was across the country. Gridco say as a result of a challenge, and it wasn't convincing and practical. Challenge being gas and asa. Then let us know. Let's have details of what the problem is. And no, almost statement and there was a challenge.
Second one.
Yeah. So, when we appreciate, then Ghana for bonzo, your water problem way. So, let more some reprieve and as a time kakra to see how they work around the problem to solve it. But among cancer, I don't think that is good customer relations. Electricity company and gas will be over the period. We say unsi fear what they get at one meter readers in my fee. A quite or crama and new fear palm meter readers. Now also mbabe taking reading. Omutimi ba almost say a be a reading number 5 a year lower, and that no makwa your estimated bills. Kakraka. Or the brewer usu senya okwa also treat and kakra, and they have never reversed most of queries of customers. Abraham, your customer, liar customer, you need to know my consumption pattern. So maybe Awuni bosomen so the no one so galon mensa. You should know my consumption pattern. And yet they treat us this way, and so was not flowing. These were some of the problems. I think.
No, you should begin to take institutions like this to court because I'm sure saying maybe I'll have to. I'll have to go to court against Ghana Water Company. Okay. No, electricity is auto in advance.
Yeah.
But if, for instance, Ghana water,
Yeah.
ebia per o consumption pattern,
Yeah.
CD, ebia 100 and something, 100 and
Latest.
something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
month be no to 100 and something Ghana cities, 100 and something Ghana
exactly.
cities. Now 1 month to be almost say what should to call 5 million. Wabreko ubi bia ensesa also on one social to tonko
and I won't know appetition umbru appetition
now kashe na so se chinchine a sa na also tia why should you go to court,
you see, and
because the records will show say then the bema obi a wako bia won tra 150 Ghana cedis a month onwa petition onwa nkoko enton e wo
on to party bi no akazo ma be di party
na 1 month be shutu akọ 5 million na reader no could have made a mistake, but if or insist say amount na also you sometimes you have to take this matter to court for. And the cross examination some of these things will be revealed.
Yes, they will be revealed. So and on ama cross examination lawyers, that aspect of the adjudication no ema me there story na the untold story will be revealed.
That is cross examination for you.
Yeah na there the unknown dey see na one person be pie no hono na ye de to ha na oyi ano na ye de to ha ni oyi ano na eti say na oyi ni say na o say afi nipa na deja gu abantino. So I feel say utility providers omomboye meters electricity kakra na making say it was a project across the country as for say a project no more year almost some meters my prepaid obokoba ntema sa omo na across almost all the suburbs lawyer budget is no more ba omampanyini bra. You see, sometimes it is not the fault of politicians. Bra no offer in free electricity any lifeline ranges no. Many people could have benefited. It was because of the ineptitude and the bad attitude of electricity company na ankasa no and omo workers no and ma bebre no mo boka because oko students hostela ewurum bia won meter yeah occupant bia eton credit eduguso na waba fie bia fie be 15 occupants na meter old meter na ba ko na nebo na your request ya oso ma ye bi you have to buy meters ranging from 500 to 1000 cedis. And Sanni ama meter ni bi meter na your connection ye ton okope bia wonya bi. Me luckily through radio friends now mo PRO Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission PRO for Ashanti Region and Bonahafo no my friend. I requested that me here be he sought for permission and one day me 98 cedis per lawyer me come we process na me tia na me gem receipt e no mo be boy na no kra mo boy we ma me say nya kwan kra call radio and you see that should have been the normal thing.
If you no so be wo ho wiring because compound houses be wo ho the way omoye wiring o segregate o separate
separation
it becomes na den mom
and omo na nkasa okwa ombeka che say ko energy commission ho obe kwa separation na energy commission for be certify. I went through all these processes na omo be bobi ama omo di bia bro. But what I mean is that why yes our process we nyina echi no say when 5 million no say omo 1000 cedis na ye hwe wanim na ya charge o when tua bia meter no kra wunya bi. And these are problems we are facing.
We need to solve these.
Very bad. Now, water company crowd here. Sabre coronavirus pencil. Na open so. Na obekona water closet sukra ye ma. Why should this be happening? Yeah, encourage say kefie bia mu benya toilet. Na wanya bi na nsu a odebe flashes so a. Aye problem. Na
we have challenges.
Oh yes,
we have challenges.
But prior to even the elections, it was better. So I see that after elections, we have been on retrogressive clutches of development. And now you say, why can't we sustain? Why can't we build on our gains? Why can't we consolidate what we have made?
The PRC we should shake them and wake them up.
The person who say, "Okay, challenges are the open source."
On
me no. Who see there no more face challenges.
Me say as a nation, me say you were challenges. Answer now, okay, kind of your problem.
You know, and challenges be Ohene Utei, the assessor, Yawanya, is here you fear.
No credit.
Nano, sir, Ghana water engineer, no. Near our platform, Biso. One more friend, no. Panachol swung Casa for 5 minutes. Was it last week? No, Monday. Was it week in nature? Casado, Entino, one Casabio.
Oh, look at this.
I'm saying, Nicola say last week in the man to say, oh, Casa, Nkafena many opportunity. Nkambeti the Oka. One yeah, or some Casa.
As all your favor. I only to say, oh, no, I have one institution now.
Wow, this is where you challenge you. And so, a ship will be.
Oh, sure, more. So, utility providers, no. They are the public centers. Graduate be obi school be abe pese obusa no say adwuma be no nya obeya e ho na onya obeko. Why? Because they have good remuneration system. Good remuneration system no is born out of yenya bills na mo bu yen kwase ya bu ye kom sometimes gia enye merited no na mo satisfy mo ho sei na mo ntene mo ho nya adwuma na mo nidi mo no mo sanfa nipa nya hwe. And you should note say our existence is your existence. Our existence is your survivor.
But I say Awuni Akyireba concerns and states of your water, state of electricity, or the to Jano. Abono Kunapa on Sima Asia. Now let's come to budgets 2021. Okay, so Akyireba Alhaji Sanni Senior Ewoha is the leading member of the NDC. Akatamanso Ishi Rado.
I don't know, Kafra.
Oze.
Say no.
Now
they some more full stop will be back.
Sanni Ishi now. Alhaji.
Omu kabi mama, yes, arete. Waka bo omu do. Lawyer don't know what to say.
Hey, SCB ba o se akoko. Na kokore buari. Enti moye advert pa ba kokra na moye nice advert na kokoko na kokoko ni buari.
Lo buari, na sa.
Oh, David, advert we do put music di kwa.
Okay, so NDC, National Democratic Congress.
NDC good
She full stop about Sanni. Alhaji Ishaq Kyei Brobbey-TESCON Patron Kumasi Technical University. Awuni Akyireba is a forensic analyst. And you bring Ohene Gyan ho democracy Jumadi. So budget 2021. Now remember Ishaq Kyei Brobbey hona yanko the substance of the budget. Now budget bia no ehwe the expected income and I say expected revenue. Na ya share budgeted expenditure. Na ya say a shortfall bi o ma kwan ben ne be fa so ye be resistka say be kwa ko borrow say be do na ye sort on out. But bottom line is say o man bia ebetumi akona nima o man no timamufo ana so man mufo no na ehu akohia say o se otumi tuato na eto na timi aboa amaye de achichire oman no. Now Ghana your problem and say over the years no yeah tuato no ya na ye kakra bi enti ye keka boma ibu akonta na ye de wasa ye num na ne aka na wo say ye de finance the gap na eda ho no na akoye busiabo ene ne keka ho. Budget 2021 aye post aye covid aye budget no nsese ye ben the wo mu a address concerns and challenges of Ghanaians because ye demand akwan, ye demand hospitals, ye demand schools, ye demand electricity, ye demand bibia e dey free aban enchen. Aban ehia ska or the be meet demands. Budget 2021 nhyehyɛeɛ no sɛn ɛna ɛwɔ mu Ishaq yɛhwɛ concerns a matete ɛne sɛ aban ɛde introduce ɛyɛ taxes anaasɛ levies ɛwɔ saa 2021 budget team na aban a ɔgye tom sɛ covid ɛde ahokyerɛ aba ɛyɛ dɛn na saa aban korɔ naa no ɛkɔfa saa taxes anaasɛ levies ɛde ba sɛ Ghanafoɔ ntua
Ohene, to be very, very honest with you, and may assure, sir, my colleague NDC, and he's a very respected colleague, PV Jontua, you will agree with me, because some of the things that many no share ideas in public, in camera, are we're raising all those issues, and me who say me know we discuss budget all the time. But I mean situation on kase sa 2021 budget way any budgeter aban way potokasem why the most why very realistic with Ghanaians, or the most realistic way.
Say the same thing.
Hona me bano. If we say, you how be wo ho. Sa how no. Potokasam yen confront to a how no head on. You how wo ho. Aban ema yentia se how ni na how no nyina ya so die se ye be ka ye ho abom ne ye be yire ho ne yi sa asudi ade asudi na free so. And that's exactly how me hunu sa budget way. Hwe ohene budget way assign a sonko in the sense ye still had the whole group ye jina kwano COVID-19 kwano a ye nkunwie na esese ehia se ye bomodian na ye kosa kono ansa na yen ankasa ya brabo dada esese ni ye nim se ye bono ya bomodian na ye tutu sa anamono na sa budget way I reflected Sanni Manina. I may say, perhaps in my estimation, the most realistic of all the budgets are about where they are since our friend is saying 2017 or Babaino. And it's very good. Say, obey ye bet can no crano atra man for na ye do muna babe wuremu ne handle the national problem. Ohene die dikan and say, Medica bosso, pandemic way, ama ya spendi sika about 20 billion Ghana cedis. Abra 2019 budgeta yeura kano for yata cooking kanye na ye for 2020 no na yen ya dwene yen mo boy ye hunsi ho say ye best spend this sika. Dia tosumiem and say, and nam sa pandemic no buy in Sintino, COVID-19 buy in Sintino. Sikakra ne hwehwe ne dia boye ho bra no so no. Sika no yanye den, yen sanka, aban say as much as 13.7 billion. Yan sanka. Look, cocoa revenue now follow, foreign remittances are follow, your export revenue are follow, your oil revenue are follow, port revenues, almost every single line. And you see free ho ebabia na ne hwene asifom say pan. Die na aka ade ba ko pay. Gold and the royalties from gold. That is the only budgetary revenue item. You who say ekosro. At the same time na you see enya na kofom no na eka enso so many car yemo your friend is saying yen sisi ho entwen no ye no so aban you see 11.8 billion Ghana cedis and to say what you say we see kai say wunya no ekofom na mom yare doma ba ese say wo san spend sika more ye no nti na sika ese say ye dibro so na the budget deficit no ni ye twam adru be se be 11.7%. This is the reality and no kra da ho ni asem no kra da ho enie afei ye koye anim no so no ye nwie ese se ye hia vaccines president say by best October ni yetimi vaccine pa be say 20 million enti COVID-19 ye ko no eni sika ese ye di wuram no ye nwie ye be sa de bia wuram ye to so mienu if you say one nyasa background we ya see ya budget na omuka kenkan no okofa free ba bia onti ase bia.
Now, PV has sent a message.
Good.
Say, good evening, lawyer.
Good.
Long time. Tell Ishaq I am listening to him.
Yeah.
This is PV.
Yeah.
So PV Sotio.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's my colleague that we can have our differences, but at certain times, PV wants government to be as realistic as possible, and let us confront the issues head on. And it's important say me can't this uncle we no acknowledge and I think say na very fair. Number 2, and say banking sector cleanup a part I mean you disagree in terms of the approach. Okay? But he also respects my view, say banking sector cleanup was necessary. He respects my view, although he disagrees with me. Yeah. Okay? And no crepa a woman say, yeah, no, so I read 20 billion Ghana cedis. What I am yet to find out, and say, so 20 billion Ghana cedis, no budget way, ye market, ye expect 5.5 billion. Now, Eba can we say one, and now say, we say no part B, and now ye should need the 5.5 billion. But if this is going to take us to about, let's say, 26 billion, or even if it is the same, 20 billion, this is also substantial finance for an extraordinary item. It's a serious. Now, the issue is this, say, banking sector. Said na esi ejina ne naso President Kufo ede handi over ama Alhaji Sanni ene na manyoko. Former President Mahama edi ho adanse. Former Governor Wampa di ho adanse. Former Governor Siama di ho adanse. Amayimu yengina ye di ho adanse enye the same banking sector no na NDC 2 Mills Mahama administration handing over the same that type of banking sector. Na policy rate 12%, na interest rate around 17%, and na banks chase amount for some magic. It's not the same banking sector, and I'm handing over to MPP. To the extent to say banking sector cleanup way, IMF quality review. Now already predicted about 8 banks collapsing. Former President Mahama echo State of the Nation address. One of them, Eke or friend is saying, God is love, just a motors for no, Eka said, Banking Supervision Division of Bank of Ghana, President dear no yafa. Clean up exercise by me or friend is saying, audit firms, Mako, and 9 Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana punishing woman and woman to 2.2 million Ghana cedis. One see in the history of friend is saying the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana or more and finding one more members beer as success Canada. If we say one more and an more edited banks no ebi and near man a coswa necessarily one more reporter. breaching auditing standards. Deloitte and Touche, 1.15 billion. Panel Care Foster, 550,000 Ghana cedis. Morrison and Associates, 350,000 Ghana cedis. Lambton Mills and Associates, 150,000 Ghana. Together, 4 of them, 2.2 million. Yanunti, me can. The Echama Walkra. But this explanation is important. Otherwise, we'll be trivializes 21 billion. And mommy can say, action when even more justifiable. And the mian kasa minianum NDC for a year warm pencil. So banks is a more bread, homia ensi so dear. And ye me, mamma dear potocas in your friends liquidity support. Si come day somewhere sane. Munyina mohona mufanya juma na munyina mona so na munyina mohona munya juma ni ye. Not less than 7 billion Ghana cedis liquidity support. Na oyene umba another time see metra ha ni discuss e kwanya sa banks e fa so e use sa liquidity support na you will never ever support another liquidity support for the banks. And that is why this and many more, but I need to justify reasons for the banking sector cleanup. But say so clean up in the buy-in and so. Banking sector agent and also. In terms of, then you will understand why Mr. Aye practical 5% profit be tax. Say the every more banks na ho nyemfa hunu kwanya ye be faswa sa ekawe ye betimi ako. Again, energy sector costs and NASA excess capacity costs 12 billion. Normally minimin yonkofo NDC for edim komo fa ha. Almost say, oh yeah we say names in here introduce ESLA. Fantastic idea. However, ESLA non kwa entimi address the liabilities na as a result of this excess capacity. Thank you. Then you agree with me and PV say perhaps it's the most realistic and most practical budget for MPP for the past 4 years. If we say disbursement formula, church because me
I said no one now church. Everyone like
Mami, and then let me put it this way. Say, coronavirus, are resulting in 2 levies. National health insurance, 1% VAT, and then also the sanitation. My mention, what friend is saying, financial sector, 5%, tax. Energy sector, ESLA disbursement formula, no, a whooping 68%. Echo, what friend is saying, energy and power generation, and infrastructure support account. To say generate energy and infrastructure, 68%, only 32% in echo for liability management. Yanunti, Abai say, any yemfa 20 pesos per liter of fuel. Ebema pump price na akostro by 5.7%. Na yemomodia niyemfan tackle the issue of energy sector costs. Amazing. Okay. It's important also for me to underscore, say, acting finance minister said, look, from 2009 to 2012, petroleum prices cost through 29.5%. From 2013 to 2016, 24%. And 2017 to 2020, 8.6%. Let us also remember, say, about we buying or say ye excise duty on petroleum if you're abolition completely. And or say special petroleum levy also from 17.5% at about 15.5 as I speak ya omodi we akoto a year anymore parliament for anymore na drew 13%. Enti say a say further adjustment. This is 13%. Na say a ko sro kra kakra. I don't think say a idea but we have to be very, very realistic. Global economy is shrinking by 3.5%. World trade and so perform by a base at 3.9%. Then the issue of debt, budget way, it's the most realistic. Acting finance minister say one of the major threats that confront developing economies, the rising debt, and a kayebo, and it's a major one of the biggest threats that confront developing economies.
Okay. Okay.
Normally, you try debate on data.
Where they control TC so.
Mainland. And me acknowledge Sanni.
No, you get more time.
And the social taxes and levies never apart from road tolls. Apart from road tolls, no. What do you say? All the other taxes addresses extraordinary items me in some way.
Okay.
Coronavirus, banking sector costs, and energy sector.
Okay.
And I think that it's important to confront with this.
Okay. Maybe that's Alhaji Ishaq Brobbey and what's in Nka enyumbre. Now me call Alhaji Sanni na menye na adwenkyere on the budget 2021. Alhaji. Na a budget 2021. Minim so do any from kakra the highlights anyway, introduction of levies and kwaya banso so say obefa so a government expenditure on areas of interest to you.
Well, me dey dikai me problem titu niema Alhaji boss for no I am we kakra so budget over normally the nim say over presented budget as onya statistical data in the first place. Now they are here projections and no BPR. Only yes, sanity. Number one, nipaduru e wokrum. Any ankronkra ajapadia e wokrum. Kwan ya ye faso edigigi eto efiri wo mo ho. Na ye hunu dwumadie susu a timamufo eye adwuma no ekoso ana enkoso anyenya bia sa data yensa kan sa na ye budget
ye be dem be hu se yensa nka
me minim se yensa nka so obi a wonim se yensa kan no utimi freka because nansi a no omo bobobena so omo nyanwie what the empesa me kire enunti no Sanni mani we realistic na woka no unya realistic no unya na sauba ka kire say this is another year of roads by his excellency the president na o kan say ya na fe na obegige to emobra afi na obegigi eto kakrakra na de akoye kwan no me I don't see how realistic it is. Me hunu already no your deficit so far as road construction is concerned. Babia will be a sukwan. In effect, now you telling us afi we no yentimi nyi akwan na. And the two I cannot walk no. Ohene bepem ne. Yenwu ade a sika no aye. Wo body. Body. Obusa wo bi amfiu. Eninti no ka wo boy no. Wo be ka kire oman no. Budget no no wo the fry say do 290 91 291 billion. Na obi aso nim se mfiri nkroma peso ebe pem ne 120. Wo be so mu no e na odokoe kire de odi sika na ya eno so kura ya asem. Mami atiase se Sheikh, Mami atiase se we are not in normal times. We are not in normal times. We agree. Say private sector no. Ena wo aban still wo digi taxes wo mo ho. Na wo de atua wadwuma e foka. Na busa say enable environment na ma private sector no esore no. What me aya na? What me aya? Private sector oko magazine private sector ba ko no. Enti sorry GR4 so wo mo office ba ko magazine. Oho na yenya skafro. Eno be ko no na omu nyina ato. Nhihye ben no aya. Ebebu asa nkrofo no. Ma wo ma adwuma asore. Na wo sanya tax afiri wo mo. Now no Obama time. These big corporations, GMC, Chevrolet, Ford, and Keka. They had a problem. Next say, ye bad be ye at my phone in Nedi. I'm one my betrafi. Obama from more White House. No be by interest in the be than a jet and a bar. And Obama, I said, more a hiamo. Ye from near Coca before so a mamma bosia. Munyina mbeka bo mo atena jet ba ko mo aba no. Munyina obi ade ne jet ba. Ne boy say
social distance.
Adabi na yare mai.
Oh me say me ka gege say social distance.
O ta say. Enti no de ba en say. Is a company no. Wo susui. Se obeja nkrofo no ma o makota fi. Na obehwe wo mo. Ene say Ubesa bo wo mo bosia no make sure so wo madwuma na pagya mo ma maintain adwumayefo no na wo matie osika ama wo no de he na ye wo mo sa e ma wo musika o ta say but wo make sure say kwan ya wo pesa mo fa so no eno because ye misika sector hagire mini pasha ho mini pasha ho mini pasha ho eno mo pene so no disika na ma wo mo now no Obama dey 1.something trillion basis in say o person ma wo muska no me de kwasha wo mu nyuma na ase no taxes be sa aba e ma nan sa ayeden akesika no na mo sika no go no mu sutifie no mo nya adwuma nya aban no e so mo wo maduane di sa sika no e do so de ani e ka kire mo no say sati onan wani tamo any from so be aba na office obeba so be yi adwumayefo no di no it doesn't help. Say you were talking about 42,000 meboa 42,000 a ye wo madi kura ene binum so ekonko ho say 42,000 o ye wo mo dey
ba ko na efron
o say
42,000 ba ko na efron
is that real? What you say? The sending instead of say you be use 9 billion there. Say you are paying over 16 billion. Say no, who go na near say no. Say on so akofa ka no. E dey beto dey timamufo no so. Say near more 5 you try 5%. Adwuma na aguo no. E dey na ya fa ho. Nhihye be na o budget no. Say nkrofo adwuma. wayɛ biribi a nkurɔfoɔ adwuma bɛsa asɔre na ɔmanya 5% lɛma no akɔgye ɛwɔ fa ɛna meka sɛ tobo revitalization na ɛkɔ fa
I'm just referring to that spot.
ɛna mpɛ sɛ mekyerɛ sɛ there is nothing a ɛbaayɛ yɛ nɛ sɛ baayɛ akyɛ ɛna coronavirus yi so no abegu wɔ biara adwuma na mo ka sɛ niza ne ɛdeɛ Toyota ɛna ɛdeɛ bɛn kantanka deɛ so ɔyɛ no adwuma dada ɛyɛ ne neti kuroma VW ɔhene ɔmpɛ mmerɛ na ɔnkɔpɛ mmerɛ musa sɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛn na wɔ hɔ ɛyɛ adwuma Ghanafoɔ sɛn ɛna ɛwɔ adwuma mu hɔ a yɛafa wɔn a yɛtua wɔn ka wɔn sɛ import wɔn ba na wɔn de wɔn engineers saa baeɛ eti no sɛ wobɛyɛ adwuma gyina mi kɔ bie gate na Ghanafoɔ koraa no in the first place yɛaboa yɛn ho anaa hwɛ technical university si hwɛ deɛ yɛayɛ wɔn mo ɛsɛ sɛ yɛbɛpushi mosque ama no kɔɔ na wɔn ma yɛ engineers ɛnyɛ agorɔ tech sese deɛ sɛ nyɛ technology asɛm na wɔn ka bi o ɛyɛ kɔ ɛdeɛ ase no ɛne ɛyɛ no hɔ.
no na sɛ faculty sɛ ɔmo yɛ engineer ne wei ne nyina ɔmo wɔ hɔ.
ɔ mɛ nka so ɔmo ni hɔ but na hɔ deɛ yɛayɛ no specific sɛ akɔda bi a obi wura obiara no wɔkɔyɛ science nti na Kwame Nkrumah si yɛ wote aseɛ but yɛ polytechnic si a ɛsɛ si ani kɔ soɔ no ɛno so ne nyinaa yɛante hwee wɔ ho. Enti ni yɛwɔ problem budget na ɔsɛ realistic na ɛtɔ sini wote aseɛ because yɛni normal times yɛwɔ abnormal times ɛni ti no mímí no baabi a wosi nkɔ stimulus wei a wɔka yɛ sɛ yɛde mɛma nkurɔfoɔ yi according to the budget no waka sika no.
To companies na SMEs
what kind of boarding
boarding
what's so hwan and then saka scan
also say as of December 2020 no about 412.88 million has been disbursed to support 277,511 businesses, of which 69% were female owned.
The
scheme has saved over 650,000 medium small scale jobs.
There is nothing wrong. You say scano. At the amount woman says sort of my problem here is it true? No correct. Kroma hani at you at Ghana. Ankra no Kumasi. No correct. Say no crank or because I attach it.
I like the budget. Yeah, budget. Yeah, attach it as a
oh, what I'm saying is a minimum way you need and code details. No. What I'm saying is it's a details now. My mission say Ghana number one. Okay. For the Minister of Finance. Minimum for Yata.
That's to say he has not been confirmed as Minister of Finance.
Why? They said before way back who was the finance minister. Until the answer my work and run a buyer. Now Sanni and a buy. Last year somebody he was a then finance minister.
Okay.
Until I saw you to say
how there you have a point.
Yes. Now me anything no me
okay.
Me
okay.
Because Sikano said yes kono. And American,
but don't be sad every.
What carry? Vaccine say. Woman de beche. A COVID fund. And woman this Sanni in a beche. Meboa.
It was a loan.
And your loan.
No, vaccine say initial way no. You be or initial way obi or
yes,
your country be some limited number ayibia edemawa and be free, but subsequent word the WHO, but subsequent ones you have to arrange and pay for.
Make sure say yeah the chair achinye wo ho 600,000
when they saw me
me just say achinye wo ho ana se manka me duru ba bia meka in the sense of one where near the achinchina abeda I'm dealing with the MPP.
Yes, your PV card.
PV no, me sure PV. Oh,
maybe I do maybe I don't kind of crow.
But your first statement to Alhaji. Your first statement to Alhaji.
I know what the cushion I know that. Oh, woman dey be obi shi ara o musi anka no kre. Yes so munu mu twa ntro che obi a. Obi anka no.
Okay.
So anything to me the American say and I hope say emremu in your own wisdom.
Yeah.
Obesa free have
yeah, we'll have more time to debate.
It by then no. You know obi akohom.
I 2 hours.
So we the initial
way.
We need more time. We'll find time then come and look at the sectorial allocations
so in fact in the American so say realistic. Wow. Say realistic and say one who say asama ni catcher and say aban. And you may know an NDC John Daman Mama na a guramuno. Kona koye, Omunia would you come, and a yedi, one can say one year for you, and no go. And also so, which means a yard the papa. Say
a realistic budget.
That be the end, that be as some 20 number, go pay ya, realistic budget, as a man. That be all. Now they see a can't extreme. Remono, my unclophobia, Sabia son Sabia Yado. Yamo Musuma Munko Jamanai.
Okay.
Ya can't, Yanka. Say some mujitum. Namoye. And now you've seen the wisdom in Asamandi account.
Okay. Continuation, consolidation. What's the
The last year budget and continuation, not done in what kind?
Consolidation and continuation.
Consolidation, completion, and continuation.
Continuation.
CCC.
Triple C. What is your own?
Very realistic.
Me say.
War here.
What we are saying is, Sadia now the same. Ya can't say realistic dada. Fashion layer.
And I do fashion to Sabi.
I was arguing money. Oh, here is that.
You want to say me as a
We'll be able to say, oh, anyway, fashion budget. So, say the material baby audience. I'm qualified. So, near one is saying now, and sure, brother, actually, they were who feel quite. Opia or ma, and sure, Bruno Butro, Wabafie, and the one someone capre, Dama, Rosso Amuke, Mupuamuti yet. What did they tell you? The audience is some winning a window shopping.
Okay.
And some are more cano. And then I'm seeing you munino.
Okay.
A baba yes to the budget now, we are year of rose. Last year, year of rose. Oh, yes, say. A heifer, Yabaka, president, will say, Biawani. Men fee money, Casamin fee money, and Casami Yemen, Manini, dear beer that. Na me wounded dear Woyano. And our person is Sabian, and you also feel when now the message I say, no, my say.
Okay.
What I say? So, no, I didn't know nobody and feel her.
Yo.
And it know, the air can say budget and your best baby, Namino Adorma.
Sure.
Near Betrasi, near Doso Dosono. Nano Crea woman, Abedadi, MOB, dear Frumuna Yashan suit, no, still away a Frumuno. Mo ya bomu ya wo body.
Okay.
Say na mo hu say economy no the whole world there no baby anam koje kura no ono soso no wo bobena. Enti no muni baby a mo befa. Yes as 5% ugu banki mo trans dwene ho na mugu no enti mo ahunu se na beba
beda se Alhaji Sanni
senior ya ka kire me say we no enye realistic.
Okay, beda se me say about nche because Awuni Akyireba onye na dwenche on this issue. Awuni yeah, we 2021 budget.
The official contradiction me pa che wo. Oku Samia me kire wa do kro ntia me kan ye. E me ga say Supreme Court case.
Lawyer.
Okay, so we are on Alhaji
premise a discussion of 2021 budget now with a question to Ishaq Brobbey. Now we say COVID-19 brings we hochira bano and yes I to taxes more. Yes, that was a thought-provoking question. Me too now my submissions and I was still thinking revolving around it. Never be say anybody maybe what consider question no yiba will receive the question as a very big blow. A bit turning into virtually comatose. He may not have a good answer for it. Sure. When him say the performance of the individual companies, individuals as well as companies, and the performance of the economy. If the economy are receiving shock from COVID-19, now you say a revival now. Do you burden the individuals and the companies in order to revive the economy? What revivalship is that? That is an anachronistic revivalship. And I mean, say what the children say. The children say, a revival, a sustainable revival. Also, would the free and now kohano, or the free, instead of the free from the front, and that is very bad. This is it. Say make say or mining no say you perceive stimulate economic growth. Say the man you can say people who are on to me on the enemy say the life oba ma obi we the neighbor nkwam but economy the ebetimi amana ebetimi stimulate economy no amana ba na yimo no you burden such people with taxes being further taxes. But so here Ishaq Brobbey answer questions or the baby say it was realistic. I say there was a leaders no catch no but omukana sa oman kan and this is the reason ye modembo no na ye oman ni nyina modembo and say ye ho kire ya oman no ho be kire no. So what you do is also my hurrying. Na near my chassis pick up. The enemy to me, no mitimi, nutina, na ye or ma businesses, some bailouts, and now or more some stimulus packages. Mama or musika crase, monjina monfanye juma. So that the more juma abana na aboka or de bois individuals and the companies, small scale enterprises, small and medium scale enterprises. Or the bois de amoya juma beboama juma dia kosro. We will boost, we will have a rapturous economy. Then so na government na onya sika free mo. But you see sa setups ning na really or needs no. Say burden or more feather. You are crippling them.
So why not buying burden of feather with
the taxes?
Why?
The companies, the individuals, and our taxes. I should read them for you. These taxes are levied on people, are levied on businesses.
No, maybe share because so who compare taxes now because so where taxes now are buying no the new taxes are buying in a package here or the now buying introduced in the same budget would you say aban no enwe the individuals the companies no say anamo a otu no beboa ma omo susu adi ye
be counterproductive unse me can say aban na nkasa hunu hia say obe relieve businesses individuals na say they ya ombetimi aye adwuma ohun na no ma be kosoro and if in the effort na say who introduce additional taxes what you do is that you wane and now you diminish the strength with which and now the velocity with which no more movie in terms of development.
Okay, so for instance 5% levy on your profit before tax, for instance banks no profit too. So if you have not made profit you see, but if you are making when you profit now by no say because of the financial sector cleanup I buy any cost I buy in can pay 5% before tax of your profit. Before tax. Why would you say no? Is it 5%?
Profit before tax.
Before tax.
Profit after tax.
Exactly, but then it's still profit.
The point is that profit no and a shareholders interest in companies.
Yes.
And the shareholder now or no or investor no. That is also.
But the company itself is not overburdened.
The company
itself is not overburdened. I mean, like you declare dividends.
You see,
dividends are declared after tax.
Agency theory.
After tax.
Agency theory. Banks know your juma on behalf of their owners. Yeah, shareholders. Shareholders no se BBC shareholders no na e pushy bia omobeka say flow to additional shares. Yen dilute to your ownership. They go through those.
That's true.
Yeah.
But directors no a declare dividend.
Yeah.
And a call shareholders no.
No,
if dividends are not declared.
Now dividends declaration after profit no and a company no as a policy or decide so way out of this profit saying be used for dividends.
Exactly.
And I declare.
Exactly.
So it will depend on how much it is the company makes.
Exactly.
The effort of the company.
Exactly.
So once I will be GBA free honor there, it is a burden on the people. Exactly.
But the argument say book company come by way of say or starving of funds out the bayejuma.
Yeah.
Is different from say when your profits now ban say or tax be. Are you getting my point?
What the explanation now? Me say even profit before tax. Tax was no. More bigger than profit after tax.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it tells you that is
from a profit.
Yes, from the company.
But the key word is from a profit.
From the wealth of the company.
Okay.
And the point is that it becomes counterproductive.
Okay.
Adia nipa u piano no. I say what to bicycle man on and ties no too.
That is where I mean yante me mwasi. So jo ade no dey I mean say car no bicycle no to me empuli.
Yeah.
But you are talking about a company waye adwuma. Waye adwuma wie no ono ankasa a declare profit. When you profit from adwuma na waye no. Into the profits na we declare a gross profit. I'll bet it never be a free amount net. Na buy and say 5%. So what it means is that when you emphasize every juma na waye no. So when you emphasize you are not paying. And yes, I understand.
Just 1 minute.
So we do time now. Won't me move? That's our time. No, time. Okay.
Who say ties no?
I'm taking your time. Let me stop because we are almost
my communication here. Ties no.
I'm interrupting you.
But ties no. Who say your limits? Be pump it to this limit. Obeti tie no beti ma and just say a flat tie. But manon effective as now our pumping not too full.
Okay.
And that is a strain a heavy strain on businesses.
Okay.
Now, you see, what makes it uninteresting, that tax, uninteresting, say, the banking, was it, financial sector cleanup levy. Financial sector, a burden on the state already. You cater for it. Methodology for the cleanup, Ishaq, or no justifies. I used to have issues with it, but I think that it is justified that some are cleaned. It is still not justified that others were also cleaned.
Okay.
But that is a debate, a prime grist for another deliberative forum in the future. But the point I'm making is, Ama, what say, reviving banks and operations, omuntia these taxes. Omuntia, because we are reviving them, they are still not on sound footing. They've still not found a foothold. If anybody tells you, say, banking sector, okay, he's lying. The banks have not yet found the sound foothold needed for them to progress. Now, it's a drawback, and that is the point I'm establishing. You see that the economy, the mantra or the slogan earlier was that it should be until they collapsed the friend on nuisance. They labeled it. It was government's labeling. Say these taxes are nuisance. They named it. It was production and not taxation. So if we find an introduction of new taxes, then we are running counter with your initial government initiative. Say production and not taxation, to rather taxation and not production.
Okay.
Production now, what has been our production? Introduce to taxes.
How about this tax rebate, provision of a rebate of 30% on income tax due for companies, hotels, restaurants, education, arts and entertainment, tours, travels for the second, third and fourth quarters for 2021. Tax stamp, suspension of quarterly income tax installment payment for second, third and fourth quarter 2021. Small businesses using the income tax stamp system. Vehicle income tax is also suspended. Extension of the waiver of interest as incentives. I suspended taxes on the tax
rebate. Rebate is not the same as suspension.
Tax rebate on these things.
Yeah, there's difference between rebate and tax suspension.
Well, I'm reading what the provision said.
Yeah.
Suspension of quarterly installment payment of the vehicle income tax for the third and fourth quarters of 2021 for trotros and taxes as part of.
But what I meant was that there was a mention of rebates, and that is what I wanted to distinguish.
Oh, okay, tax rebates. Specifically, yes, our restaurants don't so 30% rebate.
So, kadionum betuano, and I rebate you out of the obetua 100%. So, be a 5%. It becomes 100%, and the rebate you.
But tax stamp any vehicle income tax the others suspended.
Suspended. That is very good. And you see, he's trying to blend or per se or in as much as opescano or try to stimulate. Now stimulation, no, it's not full. It's not. That is my problem.
We could have done better.
Exactly. Okay. We could have suspended this. We could have this. If you are giving us this, then why introduce new ones?
Okay.
My point is, if we be rent seeking, money making, rent seeking no, you tax na you be count no busa hon you be count what benefit do we get from it? Over the years, almost two tax mu bia almost say you to improve our livelihood. You to improve what do you call it? Services, public goods, no. But lawyer, you have observed over the period. They come to tell us just so they can have a justification for the increase. But road tolls, increasing by 500% some time ago. What was the purpose? Say
But rotos, they are support rotos. 100%. We need to be realistic. Say, Sabrina 50%, no 1%. We need to increase the
So because you know 500%. Sir Ishaq is one of the buy. What do I say? Mola, na be